Hey guys, what the fuck is up? It's Philly and welcome back to No Bleeps. This week has been absolutely insane, and honestly the past couple of weeks have been very insane. I feel like I keep saying that, but obviously you have to be hiding under a rock if you haven't heard about this David Dobrik situation, and we've been covering it in the last couple of weeks, and honestly everything really just exploded in the last couple of days because there's just been so much stuff that's happened, and mainstream media is also covering this David Dobrik stuff as well now. And I totally, on another note, have like this thought to like revamp my podcast YouTube channel into like more than just the podcast. And let me know if you guys are interested in me doing like videos, but like longer videos than normal, breaking down like entire stories like in full. Like obviously this David Dobrik situation has been so insane, and a lot of people have been like, why do you keep repeating yourself in videos? Like, I don't know. It's hard because sometimes people just click on a video and I'm trying to be like, this is what's happened that's new. But if you haven't already like seen the other video, then this is kind of what happened. And I feel like, maybe like on my podcast channel, I could do like a video when like a situation like this, it's not over, but obviously, there was a beginning of when this all started and David's most recent apology, and everything that happened in between kind of got covered in like multiple videos that I made. So I feel like maybe on my podcast channel, I could sandwich all that content together into like one story, if this makes sense. Like a long form video, but like make it really good, like with good music and graphics and stuff that I wouldn't be able to do on my main channel because it would probably be like copyrighted and all that jazz, and it would definitely be like uncensored. So let me know if you guys are watching on this channel, the YouTube channel, if you would like to see that, because that's something that I had like a spark of an idea about, and I was like, that could be really cool. Anyways, that was just a little thought that I had this week. But you guys, this week there's been so much David Dobrik coverage all over, and every time I pretty much get on Twitter or I get on any sort of type of internet platform, they're talking about David. Like we talked about in the last couple of weeks, David has been getting called out and accused of a number of things. First, it started out with H3 and Trisha talking to Big Nick and then talking to Seth, and basically people starting to realize that David's videos are really not okay, and a lot of the things that people called jokes weren't actually jokes. They were really fucked up. And once Seth went on H3 and detailed his entire experience being a part of the vlog squad and what it's like being quote unquote friends with David, the things that he makes you do for the vlogs and just stuff like that, it's definitely had people really open their eyes to David, because honestly, I think before this entire situation, everybody looked at David as like the sweetheart of the YouTube community who could do no wrong. He's like a little puppy, like, aw, David, so cutie. Like, that's literally how I felt like people were talking about him, because anytime I ever made a video on him, people were like, oh, David's in drama? What's going on? This is totally unexpected. Like, David is perfect. Even though all these videos were literally on his channel, nobody cared. And even when Seth came out about it a year ago, nobody cared. They were like, Seth, you're a freaking clout chaser. Like, you're just mad you're not in the vlog squad anymore. But finally, after some support from Trisha and support from Ethan giving him a platform, giving Trisha a platform even, because Trisha's been talking about this forever. She's been talking about this for years, and nobody ever listened to what she was saying. And so now that they're backed by someone who has never experienced being in the vlog squad, people are more like, wait a minute, maybe it is fucked up. And so once Seth was talking about his experience in the one vlog where they pulled a quote unquote prank on him, where he agreed to make out with Corinna on camera and she was going to be wearing this mask, but they switched it up so that Jason was actually the one wearing the mask, and he ended up making out with Jason. He did not consent to that. And it really led the charge for, oh my gosh, like David Dobrik is doing fucked up shit in his vlogs. You know, this was messed up. Like he did not consent to kissing Jason. He consented to kissing Corinna. And then the prank happened again. And he asked Seth if he could pull the prank on him again. And Seth was like, how can I consent to something that like I don't even know is going to happen? And he made it seem like through editing that Seth was like down to do it. Seth was saying he was not down to do it. He kept saying no, 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 no. But David went ahead with it anyways, pranked him again. He ended up making out with Jason, and it was another video. Now, with all this backed support for Seth and H3 and Trisha, Scott came out with a video in defense of David saying, you know what? Seth wanted to do the prank a third time. He's a cloud chaser, basically. Like, that's pretty much what came out of the whole thing, because he showed text messages that David had shared with, I don't know if it was just him or the entire group chat, the vlog squad, showing them that Seth had texted David and said he wanted to do the prank a third time as long as David clouded him up. Now, this is a situation where a lot of people were like, okay, he clearly like wanted to take control of this situation because he didn't have control the last two times. Also, you know, just because he wanted to do it a third time doesn't mean he gave consent to do it the first two times. Scott was saying that Seth did say that he wanted to do the prank the second time, but people were just like, that doesn't count. Like, you can't consent to something that you don't know is going to happen. And either way, the first time there was no consent. So that's what a majority of the people were thinking and feeling. And they were extremely angry at Scott for trying to take away anything from the situation and make Seth look bad, and just everything about it was so bad. Scott ended up having to delete his video because of the way that he was speaking in the video was just very triggering and victim blaming, victim shaming. After this, Dirty Dom actually made a video. And this was the second time that Dirty Dom has come on camera and talked about, you know, being sorry for something that he did. He was accused prior to this of sexual assault with someone at VidCon, and he made a whole video apology to it. And David even commented on the video and was like, you know, I'm proud of you for making this. Like, being an idiot is easy, but owning up to it is not. And it's just like, what? Like, huh? You guys freaking knew that Dom had these accusations and y'all didn't give a fuck. Y'all let him still hang out with girls, and not even just that, like girls that were drinking. You let them hang out with him. Like, you didn't protect anyone. And it is just like, oh my gosh. And they used Dom to make the nastiest jokes about sexual assault. And like, Jeff made jokes calling him a like sex offender. He was like, I've been to jail. And he was like, but if like, you know, Dom and me went to jail, like we wouldn't see each other because like they separate the sex offenders and all that stuff. And it's just like, they literally flat out joked about consent. They joked about the things that Dom, you know, did with girls. And they tried to say that it was just jokes and they didn't know that it actually had weight behind it. But I just don't understand how you make those types of jokes and not know. I just do not understand how you could say and joke that someone is inappropriate with women if you've never seen it happen before. Like, those jokes don't just come out of nowhere. So that's freaking sketchy and disgusting to me. But honestly, before the Inside article even came out, Dom had made the second apology, right? And everyone was taking very well to it. They were like, Dom, this is what a real apology looks like. You know, this is really great. Like, we're so proud of you. And I'm like sitting here like, I heard the Insider article is about to drop. So, you know, I feel like he's making this to save his butt before that comes out, because I'm sure that they talked to him or they asked him to comment on the article. And so he knew the premise of what was about to come out and what was about to drop, but he was just doing this to like save his own butt and make it seem like he was taking accountability for his actions, when in reality he was probably just like trying to save his butt just like a little bit before this article dropped. But David also came out with a video that was 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, and let me tell you, it was bad. It was bad. Like, not good. Like, super bad. Very bad, very bad, very bad. I mean, just saying the bare minimum and really beating around the bush, not really addressing anything, saying, you know, I just wanted to make fun videos. And he titled it Let's Talk. The comments were turned off, so there was no talking involved. It was just bad. Obviously, we talked about it last week. But what this article did was light a fire, and the media light a fire on David, every member of the vlog squad, and really highlighted this one vlog where they had the 5 girls come over. They were going to apparently be participating in this fivesome with Dom, and these girls ended up not being down when they came over, and allegedly David wanted them to be drinking so that they would be more down, so that they could get this good footage of them hooking up with Dom. And apparently one of the girls was like blacked out, and she alleged that Dom took advantage of her while he was with her and her friend in a room together. You know, according to the people that were there, the people that have spoken out, Jeff and David are the only ones that have spoken out that were there that night, besides Trisha. But Trisha left by the time like any of this occurred. She left like once David wanted to get the drinks for the girls, apparently. That's what she claimed. And it's clear like in the vlog footage that like by the time the girls were like with Dom in the room, Trisha was like no longer there anymore. But Jeff says that he did not see anything when he went into the room, because during the vlog they were like all peeking in. And then David says he didn't know what was happening behind closed doors. And, you know, once this article was coming out, and there was a lot of stuff, there was a lot of heat, a lot of people talking about David, people wondering if he was going to be losing sponsors and all of this, Jeff came out with the video because Trisha on Frenemies was talking about this article, and she was talking about how fucked up the situation was, obviously. And she says that, because it was in the article, that one of the girls remembers Todd and Jeff allegedly going to buy the alcohol for the girls. And apparently there was a bottle of Jack provided to them. And in the article, Jeff says that Todd likes whiskey. And Jeff was very unprepared to make this video, and he later went on Frenemies and he was equally as unprepared, and he only read the parts where his name was in it. Like, he admitted that he did not read the article before making these videos. I just don't understand how you go and make a video about something so serious and not read the fucking article, and not just once but twice. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? So he was mad that in the article Kat had written that he said that he did not go buy the alcohol, like he did not purchase the alcohol, but he said that Todd likes whiskey. So he was mad because it made it seem like he was throwing his friend under the bus, and he didn't want to come off that way. But, you know, when he made his video, he was like attacking Trisha. He was attacking Kat. He was just going off. He was like, you know, you can't trust Trisha. You know, Trisha is crazy. And all of this shit about Trisha, like she doesn't know what she's talking about. And the way that he said it was extremely confusing, because he kept referencing the fact that on a Frenemies episode, Trisha had mentioned that, you know, in the article it said Jeff and Todd would go with this alcohol apparently, and she says that she remembered that in a barbershop episode that Jeff put on his channel, he talked about a situation where him and Todd went to go buy alcohol and he didn't want to put it on his card, and so Todd put it on his card. So this is something that Kat, the journalist for Insider, could not find any receipts of. She could not find the video, could not find the clip. I have not seen this video. I've not seen this clip. So I do not know if this is even a real thing. But Trisha felt like she thought that she saw something like this on Barbershop. And Jeff watches Frenemies. And so he knew that Trisha had said this. And he also knows because Kat asked him when they were talking about this during their interview together, that she mentioned that Trisha had saw this clip, and she was like, do you know what she's talking about? And he was like, you know, Trisha does not know, you know, she's not like, she's not well, and basically like shitting on Trisha and saying that she's crazy and like this clip is not valid. So in his video and, you know, his defense, he was just like, you know, she wrote about the fact that I said that Todd likes whiskey, and, you know, she's trusting Trisha on this situation, and she's like writing about something that, you know, she's just trusting Trisha, and Trisha's not a good source. And this is the point where it's like, okay, did you read the freaking article? Because she did not write about the fact that Trisha saw this clip of you saying that you don't want to put something on your card, and so Todd put something on his card. She didn't write anything about any barbershop episode at all. And so people were just like, why are you trying to attack Kat? Why are you trying to attack Trisha? Like, it's just a little weird. I don't know if he was trying to say, I'm upset that she asked me about that if she couldn't find it. And, that Trisha even brought that up because that's how I got involved. And that's how the journalist got me to say that Todd likes whiskey, which makes me look like I threw Todd under the bus when I wasn't actually trying to throw him under the bus. I don't know. But after this, he was met with a lot of positivity, honestly. At the very beginning, when he first uploaded this. And then it very quickly turned into people being like, what the actual fuck? Like, are you for real? Are you actually for real right now? Because it wasn't just Trisha that said that you and Todd went to go get alcohol that night. There was a freaking witness. There was a girl. She was sober. She was the one that was driving her friends home that night. She said that she saw you and Todd bring back whiskey. So Jeff goes on Frenemies. I don't know what the fuck possessed him to go on Frenemies, but they just ate him alive. Like, they were eating him alive. They were watching his video at first, and then he joined them, and it all just started going very downhill. I mean, he admitted he didn't read the article, and to which they were like, why the fuck did you make that video then? And then Ethan hits him with, so you're saying that you were there this night for about 15 minutes. Do you want to change your statement? And he says, okay, I was probably there for like 30 minutes. He was like, you sure? Okay, because Trisha left. She says she left around 11. And you were there when Trisha was there because you are both seen in the vlog footage from that night together. And I have a photo of you that one of the girls that was there that night sent me. And it is of you guys, and literally you guys, like, I think everyone on the chat, everyone that was watching this live, just their world just stopped for a second because it was just so insane. But he said, and he showed this photo of, it's Jeff, Todd, Jonah, David, the girls, and, their faces are blurred out, but they're saying that the girl, Hannah, not her real name, but that's the name the insider gave her to protect her identity from this story. She is like blacked out. Her friend is holding her up, and they're all in the photo together. And the timestamp is 1:18 a.m. So I don't know about you, but 11 and 1:18 a.m. are not 30 minutes apart. So I don't know what the fuck Jeff thought he was getting into, because he was definitely not fucking prepared for this. Like, it's insane. Like, it's truly, truly, truly fucking insane, this entire thing. And he was stumped. He was like, okay, I don't remember that. And his story was just flip-flop, and he was like, well, I think I left that night. Like, I went back to my apartment and then came back, and like, I think David left, and it was getting so messy. And he just kind of said that, like, so much stuff, trying to say, like, the girls went in the room with Dom and they were just like pretending to go in there. And then he was like, when we were looking in the rooms, and, at the end, that was filmed at a different time. No one was in there. And, the scene at the end, that was filmed on a different day. But you guys, in the fucking vlog, at the very end, when they all get in the car and they're all wearing the same clothes from that night, they literally said, like, we're all going to jail. Why the fuck are you going to jail? Who makes a joke like that? You didn't do anything wrong. Why are you going to jail? That's suspicious. Like, seriously, that's just suspicious. And it's just like, people are so upset because you guys make these jokes about Dom and how he's inappropriate with women all the time. His name is fucking Dirty Dom. How do you think he got that freaking nickname? And so for you guys to allow him to be around and go in rooms with girls who are blacked out or drinking or have been drinking, that is on you guys for allowing this to happen. That's just fucked up. Like, you guys absolutely played a part in things that went down because you were there and you didn't help the situation. You didn't stop. You knew what people said about Dom. You knew his reputation. He was freaking called Dirty Dom, and you let the situation happen. And I think that Jeff was really looking at the situation as a criminal only situation. Like, okay, Dom really did something wrong here, so he would be considered a criminal. And the person that bought the alcohol, they would be considered a criminal. And he didn't think about the other people that were involved, like the other people that were there. Like, maybe you did not physically, like, touch the girl, but you being there and you allowing this type of situation, a girl who has been drinking, to end up in the same room as someone who has a very, very bad reputation, you have to know that you played a part in this. If you did not speak up, that's just that. And so this is absolutely fucked up. And because of this entire situation, I mean, Jeff did end up apologizing to the journalist for trying to make it seem like he was discrediting her, and to Trisha. And it just, oh my God, you guys, the situation is so fucked up. But, once this occurred, David pretty much was starting to lose every single sponsor he's ever had. Like, every single one pretty much pulled out. Like, HelloFresh, General Mills, DoorDash, SeatGeek, you guys, that's a big one. EA Sports, they're no longer working with David. DoorDash even made a statement. They said this horrific misconduct is incongruous with DoorDash's values and does not represent the communities we strive to create. Our thoughts are with all those impacted. EA Sports said the company has not worked with David since April 2020 and has no plans to work with him in the future. We expect any influencer or celebrity talent we work with to conduct themselves in a manner that is consistent with EA's values and policies. Among the other sponsors that ended their working relationship with David were Dollar Shave Club, Audible, Facebook, HBO Max, and I think the list even goes beyond that. And this was something that was very massive that happened. David Dobrik's app, Dispo, recently just relaunched into this big social media platform. And they said that this is an estimated worth $200 million. That's how much the app was estimated to be, worth. And he had a ton of investors in the company, and Spark Capital, which led a $20 million investment in the app, announced that they were severing ties with Dispo. They said that we have stepped down from our position on the board, and we are in the process of making arrangements to ensure we do not profit from our recent investment in Dispo. And the other investor, 776, said that they are extremely troubled by the things that have come out, and it is directly at odds with 776 core values. And you guys, David actually decided to step down from Dispo and separate himself from the company. I believe it's because he didn't want anything else to, affect the app. A lot of his friends are investors in it, like Scott, Todd, Jeff, literally everyone in the fucking video. I'm sure he didn't want to fuck it up for anyone else further or have anyone else pull out. And so he stepped down to, not make the app go down any further. And 776 said, we have been working closely with Dispo over the last week and are in full support of their decision to part ways with David. We have made the decision to donate any profits from our investment in Dispo to an organization working with survivors of sexual assault. Once all this happened, once David lost all this, he came out with a 7-minute video and he, apologized for a lot of things. He apologized for mostly just things in this article. He didn't mention Seth or anything else. He just really touched on this. It says, and said, broke his heart that he didn't reach out to any of these women that came out about Dom any earlier, and that he didn't believe them at first. And he said he distanced himself from Dom back in 2019 because he felt like some things about the things that people were saying about him were just like not good, and he didn't align with Dom anymore, even though people are saying that that's not true. And there's video of him in 2020 around March with Dom. So I don't know about that, you guys. But he just says, he wants to better himself. He wants HR. He wants people to be able to feel comfortable saying they're uncomfortable. And he doesn't want this power imbalance anymore, people to feel scared. And it was just, gosh. I mean, he said sorry to Trisha. He said sorry to Kat and sorry to the victims. All the girls that came forward about Dom, like, oh man. Everyone is covering it now that he's come out with this apology. And a lot of people are just like, is he actually like sorry? Like, the reason why he felt like making this apology was because he's just lost like all these sponsors. Like, why didn't he make this apology to begin with? Because he probably didn't learn or know what he did wrong, and maybe he was still very defensive the first go around that he did or tried to do an apology, because the first one was really not an apology at all. But yesterday in a emergency live episode, Trisha says that Jason hasn't reached out to her. Jason fucking texted her and was like, can you give me a ring? Like, can we talk? Trisha, please. I'm like, what the fuck? Trisha has been trying to talk to you guys for years, and you guys didn't want to listen to her. You guys called her crazy, made her look like a obsessed ex-girlfriend, and I mean, now you want to talk to her now that you guys are getting called out for how shitty you guys treated her and treated a lot of other people. It just doesn't sit right with me that suddenly, now that you guys are like on the brink of losing actually everything, that you guys are apologizing to her. It's crazy. And Trisha said, like, even if Jason or David reached out to her, it just like wouldn't mean anything at this point, because of the fact that it's just a little too late for her, she feels. And David said he was open to hearing from people and that he was going to be messaging people privately. Big Nick came out and said that David did message him privately and he forgives David. But I mean, this shit is bananas. Like, oh my God, it's a lot. Natalie came out. She made a statement on Instagram talking about this situation. And so did Carly and Aaron. As far as any other Vlog Squad member that was even there in the vlog that night, Todd hasn't said anything. Jonah hasn't said anything. Brandon hasn't said anything. I'm just like, y'all look bad right now. But that's pretty much where we're at right now. That's pretty much all that's kind of happened so far. And yeah, I mean, I definitely want to know how you guys feel about this. Like, there's just so much shit that just keeps coming out. And although people feel like, the door is kind of closed on talking about the situation because, I mean, David apologized now, there is just so much stuff coming out. Like, today, someone sent me a video of Jason's daughter telling him that she's uncomfortable with, like, living with some of the guys in the Vlog Squad. I don't fuck with that. I don't like that. That literally made me so sad. That was something that they talked about on a Views podcast episode. But I mean, Jason has his own home now, thank God. But that, I don't like that. And yeah, I just, fuck. Like, this whole thing just really weighs heavy on me. Like, topics like these just weigh heavy on me, and my heart just goes out to all the girls involved in the situation, to Seth, anyone that is hurt by those jokes he made, Big Nick. Even just if any of you guys are hurt by some of the jokes, like he's made a lot of jokes about Asians that were very hurtful to see, just disappointing in general. And I know he's made a lot of other jokes, and so I just you guys, it's just a lot, and it's very disappointing. And I definitely want to know how you guys feel about this. If you guys are watching on YouTube, let me know in the comments. If you guys want to message me how you guys feel on Twitter, you can tweet me at NoBleepsPod. I love you guys so much. And yeah, let me know if you guys are down for the idea I talked about in the beginning. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.